This is lesson 3 in Math 21, outcome 9A. So it says there are different ways to access and manage your account. Automated tellers, or ATMs. To use these, you need a bank card and a personal identification number, a PIN. Please be careful when you withdraw money from an ATM. Pay attention not just to the fees that the owners of the machine warn you about, but also the fees charged by your bank. Online banking and telephone banking, they are examples of self-service banking. When you visit the bank and have the teller help you, that is known as full-service banking. Banks charge service fees for any transactions, like deposits, withdrawals, bill payments, transfers, etc. Quite often you'll have a certain number of withdrawals or transactions you can make in a month, and then if you do anything over that, the bank will charge you. Telephone banking. Has anyone done telephone banking or know someone who has? What do you think telephone banking is? Can you think of some advantages or disadvantages of telephone banking? Telephone banking is a feature offered by many banks to make it more convenient for their clients. It involves the use of touch-tone telephone to conduct different types of banking transactions. It is related to online banking features, although one does not need the internet to engage in telephone banking. Telephone banking is older than online banking. When telephone banking was first introduced, operators were necessary. However, when the telephone with a keypad became prevalent, operators became less necessary. Clients simply needed to call the hotline and choose from a variety of options by pressing a number or a series of numbers. Often, telephone banking allows clients to do the following without having to deal with a live teller: check a bank account balance, pay bills, transfer money, request a bank statement, order a new checkbook, make loan payments, and make credit card payments. Before a client can access his account via the telephone, he will be required to validate his identity. Banks have their own authentication methods, ranging from PINs to usernames and passwords to voice recognition software. Before you can use the telephone banking, you might have to request your bank to activate the feature first. Once you have activated this feature, you will have access to all the services offered in the telephone banking program. So what are the advantages? The advantages of telephone banking are quite similar to those of online banking. Convenience is the main factor, as telephone banking allows clients to conduct transactions anywhere and anytime. A big advantage of telephone banking is the ability to speak to another human being and discuss with them any issue that may not be mentioned or catered for on the website. In addition to that, speaking to a call center staff member allows for the provision of information, such as any payments that are waiting to go into your account or go out. This information is not provided on their website. What are the disadvantages? Not all banks offer 24-hour telephone banking. They may if it is simply a case of checking your balance or a recent transaction. But for anything more involved than that, it can cause a problem. Also, telephone banking is not active usually over bank holidays such as Christmas Day or New Year's Day, whereas internet banking is year-round. Security of telephone banking. Many would argue that telephone banking is safer than internet banking, given the recent increase in internet and identity fraud on the internet. A lot of people still like to talk to a human being rather than a machine, and telephone banking provides us with that facility, as well as giving us an opportunity to ask questions which may not be included or allowed for on a bank website. Calls are normally recorded, and you will be made aware of this when you call, so that identity fraud can be reduced, and also to ensure that staff are trained to the highest standard. It is also extremely difficult for an identity fraudster to defraud your account using telephone banking unless they have a huge volume of information on you, including passwords, etc. Internet banking can be easier to defraud. All the fraudster needs is to access your computer and the ability to access files containing passwords, bank account numbers, etc. So that's the end of lesson 3. Now complete practice 3.